Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. So I get myself situated. Welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities Tarot. Throat stuff. My name's Rachelle, and I am here to do a reading for the collective. Getting some prosperity dust on the table. I'm just gonna see what comes out. No plan. Start with some angel cards. Peace. The angel lying underneath a tree. Blank. Nope, not doing the blank. Kindness. There's an angel with a red bird on its hand. Left hand, if that matters. And then there's a little white bunny in front and a little gray squirrel. Peace and kindness. What a lovely energy. All right, let me go over to the wisdom of the oracle. By the book, number 11. Chop wood, 42. Go the distance in reverse, 47. Whatever you're doing, whatever you've been doing, you are following the steps that have been laid down for you, that have been the path that has been trodden. You're doing what needs to get done. You're not trying to reinvent the wheel. You are taking care of all the things, right? The things that need to get done, the things that can feel mundane sometimes, but are still very necessary for a good quality of life. But there is a feeling of, is this all there is? Is this, like, there's a little bit of a fatigue, a tiredness. It's like, I keep doing the things and I keep having to do the things, and there's no end. I wake up, go to work, I come home, I pay my bills, I, do the things, I go to bed, rinse and repeat. Thing is, there's something about thinking that what you are doing is mundane, is ordinary. It makes me think of the book Way of the Peaceful Warrior by Dan Millman, which I reference sometimes, which the fact that I keep bringing it up, I need to read it again. But one of the big takeaways for me, and this would be really cool to read again to see if, if this continues to be a takeaway, or, probably there are other things that I will tune into that I didn't before. But ultimately, that there are no ordinary moments. Every moment is unique, even within the mundane. And in this case, in what you are kind of processing, working through, doing, you are building a certain amount of resilience. You are learning how to keep going even when you don't feel like it. And we all have those moments. We all, I don't know, I can't say all, most The human experience comes with a certain amount of wanting everything to be fun and good and relaxed, peaceful. Not everyone is on that track. I know plenty of people who are all about working, and that's their way of existence, and if they're not working, then they're not living. That is not the type of person that you are. you it's not to say you don't like work or you resist it. You clearly don't. It's just that there's a tiredness. It's just feeling a little bit like, here we go again. And so anyway, let's see, like, let's dive in a little bit more to what? I don't know. We could go to Heart's Hidden Secrets. Sure, why not? I think all of this to say that there's a lot more going on under the surface than you realize. Maybe you do realize, but that, it doesn't keep you from feeling like, I don't know, bored, over it, wanting to step outside the box, do something different. I don't know. Let's see. We've got confessions, unveiling, coming clean, messages. Healing, releasing, purifying, cleansing. Distracted, sidetracked, change, delays. Coming clean. That term, coming clean. Like, in a way, you are cleaning. You are doing the things. You are literally, you might literally be cleaning. It makes me think, like, I just cleaned my whole house. And it feels so good. It's like, like everything is like a little bit more sparkly. The energy just feels a little bit lighter. There's just a sense of satisfaction. But there's also that knowing of, in a week, in a month, it's all going to be back to what it was. And then I have to do it all again. There's something about, cleaning, coming clean, cleansing, purifying your environment. You are doing something that needs to be done because it brings you a certain amount of peace of mind. It's that feeling of when you get the things done, then you can rest. You can feel like there's a certain sense of accomplishment, of feeling like, yeah, okay, I feel good that I was productive today. And I think there is a, scientifically speaking, we are much happier when we are productive versus when we sit around and binge on, Netflix or whatever, streaming, whatever, we're a little bit lazy. Like, it's, there is room for laziness and relaxation. But just like anything, if we do too much of that, then we start to feel kind of like we lose our spark, our excitement, our again, that sense of accomplishment. And so there's something about you're doing the work, you're doing the healing, you're unveiling is interesting too. Maybe the unveiling things so that you can look deeper, look beyond. The work you are doing is not unimportant. But then we have this distracted, sidetracked, change delays. There's something about what you are doing feels like maybe you've kind of hit a plateau, and you're just feeling like it's interesting. Change is on here. Something is sidetracking you from your healing. You're being distracted, or there's a distraction here because of feeling like you're on this hamster wheel. And there's something, I don't know what this distracted is. Yeah, what is this? There's a little bit of a disturbance in the force right here. I was just thinking about this morning. Let me go to the Science Tarot. Science. Yeah, what is this? It's a sticking point. What is this stickiness? We have the Nine of Beakers, emergence. Is this ants? Yeah, it's an ant colony. Interesting too, because their little like underground colony is in the shape of an ant. Emergence. Doing the work. Doing the work. But then, yeah, let me keep going. What is this? Because I want to know what this distracted is. We have the justice in reverse. Conservation of energy. She's holding an abacus. And an E. Maybe that's E equals MC squared. Who knows? The little infinity symbol, lemniscate above it. When we have it's like I think of it as the recycling sign, the arrows in a circle. Conservation of energy, yeah. But it's in reverse. There's something about energy that is being depleted, that is being like, I can't think of the right word, like overspent or something. Did I say that's Libra? And then we have student, the Fool. Aries energy. This is okay, so we're still by the book. This guy is walking on books. He's got a book in his hand. He's got his lab coat, but the lab coat is not on. There's something about going back to the drawing board. And it's not about doing something different than it has done before. There's just something about needing to learn more. That's why there's a sticking point. Because what is emerging is a feeling of something doesn't feel fair, it feels unjust, things aren't making sense. There's a energy leak. There's a delay because there's a need for more education, more knowledge, more understanding about the healing, about some kind of confessions or messages coming in. Are you coming clean? You might be coming clean to yourself or to others. That might be a part of the healing. Because, yeah, you're releasing. Something about the group with the ants here. It's like doing something with the group it has up to this point brought a lot of satisfaction, but there's a stagnancy. That's the sticking point. Somehow working with the group the way you have been it's not working the way it used to. And I don't know if it's the group that's sidetracking you, like being in the group itself, or if you are distracted or sidetracked from the group. There's a stagnancy within the group because this fool is going off on his own. He's setting off on his own journey. Something, yeah. All of the experimenting, like we have all these like beakers and vials and various scientific-y things down here, scientific tools, and everything's just kind of like white. It's kind of lost its color, and all the color is in these books. And whatever this guy is reading, he's fully immersed in that. There's something about leaving the group, leaving the experiments, leaving the project that has been worked on to go off in a new direction. Okay. So let me get some cards from this one, the numerology deck. What am I missing? Spiritual career. Interesting. That's interesting. Change. Well, yeah, we've got change on the menu. Number 578. Completion. Number 9. Okay. Okay, so where you've been feeling stuck or stagnant, feeling like you're on that hamster wheel, that is changing. What is happening here is it feels like you have been a part of this could have to do with your work, your day-to-day 9 to 5, if you do that kind of thing. It's like what you do to live, basically, to, get the means in order to live, has lost its shine, has lost its color. And this is just an example. It doesn't have to be what you do for money, but it does come across that way because with spiritual career, there's something about elevating, going above and beyond, doing something that is not solely based in the 3D realm. There's a certain amount of satisfaction within that. Excuse me. Throat chakra stuff. I feel like there's something about your communication is compromised somehow. Something isn't fair in the situation, and it's causing you to want to have to, but it's a need, but it's also a desire to rise up, to expand what you do spiritually. And this can look any number of ways, but you are being very decisively drawn and pushed. Like it's it's a very it's like an energy you can't resist, you can't ignore. It's happening, but there's also, with it is a desire for that change. It's like when things in our life, like, okay, so say everything's fine, we're happy, we're, like, why would we change? It's when things start to feel like too much, when we reach that point where what we are getting out of it, the satisfaction, the benefits, are not as much as the um, the detriments, the things that weigh heavy on us, that make us feel like, oh God, I just can't do this anymore. Why am I doing this? And it's at that point, that feeling of dissatisfaction, when we finally go, okay, it's time to make a change. You are being sidetracked. It's like, yeah, you are finally coming to a point of like, okay, I got to do something different. I can't continue in this existence. And so there's a natural completion of the thing that has been feeling heavy. Something about where it has felt kind of unfair, unbalanced in the group. Yeah. Okay. So then where are we heading? Where are we heading with this? Oh, I think before, well, I want to look at the Magic of You Oracle. This could be about where you're heading. This could be about where you're at. Typically, these cards are about where you're at. Detox, cleanse, and restore yourself. That's a part of the healing. Releasing, purifying, cleansing. Cleanse and restore. It's time for a detox. That's a part of the change. That's going to help you see more clearly, think more clearly, feel more clearly. I never know how to say this. Paradisiacal. Paradisiacal. You belong to paradise. 24. Breaks down to a 6. So does 78. Something about your spiritual career is it's what lands you. It doesn't just lead you, it lands you in paradise. You belong in an environment that is nourishing, that is fulfilling, that leaves you wanting to wake up. You wake up in the morning excited for what you are going to do, for the work you get to do. It doesn't feel like work because it's so fulfilling. That's why you need to go through this detox. Because there's stuff kind of in the way. Like, I've been talking about this a little bit in recent readings, but like a dirty mirror or a dirty window. Through the detox, through the cleansing, you clean it. And I literally did this with my windows and mirrors. You can see so much better, and you're just like, oh yeah, like there's just there's a lightness there. Maximus. How can you feed others when your own table is empty? Number 15. This is also a 6. We have 3 6s on the table here. Oh, 4 6s. Chop wood. So you are meant to start taking strides toward what is fulfilling for you, not just what is fulfilling for the group. Let me think about this. Hang on. Because the 9 of beakers, the 9 of cups, is a very kind of singular energy. This is about the individual, right? This is individual satisfaction. But because it's ants, it's within the group. But it's like something about you, who you are, separate from the group, is emerging. And there's something about understanding that you have been compromised. You've been feeding the group, but your own plate is empty. And you are meant to fill. Now is the time to fill your own plate. To feed yourself. That is the spiritual career. And what's so interesting about it is that you, like, by nature, the spiritual career involves you feeding others with your wisdom and knowledge and guidance. But you are your own first. I said this in a reading recently, but you are your own first client. You are the one that you have to start with. And from there, that's part of the detox. Because you go through the cleanse, the detox, the healing, and then you can turn around and help others through that process as well. That's the change. This is you getting back to paradise. Paradise is you being able to feed yourself. To understand that feeding yourself is in alignment with being fed by allowing the universe to feed you. Being connected to the true source of abundance, not the group, the 3D reality. There is a certain amount of truth to that. It's not to say it's not important. It's just you're going beyond. You're elevating. It's time to move away from that mindset. I don't know. Whatever that is, where you feel stuck and stagnant and bored and dissatisfied. And you know what that is going to mean to you. Especially with spiritual career here. This card has come out recently a few times. So, where are we at? I need to close this out. I'm drawn to the Spirit Animal Oracle. Owl Spirit, you see clearly now. 43. Yeah, you see clearly now. This is you cleaning those windows, cleaning the mirror. Yeah, you see clearly what needs to be done. Stag Spirit, take the lead. 58. Take the lead. Educate yourself. Do the thing. Do the things. I don't know. Like, take the lead. Do what you need to do for you. Feed yourself. Fill your plate. Fill your table. And then you can share with others. Otter Spirit, you are never alone. 42. Another 6. 5 sixes now. 6 is a number of harmony. It's a number of nurturing, kindness. You are meant to share your peace and kindness with others, but you have to start with yourself. So do this detox. There's 2 here. There's 2 otters in the shape of a heart. You are never alone. Take the lead, and you you will not be on this journey alone. Part of this is understanding that even on a solo journey, you still have your spiritual entourage, right? Yeah. Having a spiritual career implies that you have a spiritual practice. You're doing something where you understand there is more than this 3D reality. And you may not know exactly what that means, but you know there is more. And then this is about calling in maybe another who is also spiritual, or maybe others in general who could be like there is a deep connection here with somebody, I feel, in particular, whether that's romantic or it's a deep friendship, a deep connection, deep partnership, whatever it is. It is you calling in I feel a particular person who is kind of your ride or die. You're taking the lead, but you're not doing it alone. Or as you take the lead, you are standing tall, you are in this leadership position, and then you draw to you someone who matches you in that. And with that, there's a feeling of peace. There's a feeling of being able to finally rest. Ants never rest. I mean, worker ants, at least. I guess the queen, even the queen, like, she's always busy making more ants, laying those eggs. Like, there's something about finally being able to rest, even within your work. Because it doesn't feel like work. Because it's so fulfilling. So, anyway, I think I'm just going to leave it there. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you on the next video. Mwah.